For my project approach, I decided to create a cafe. The kids have been really showing an interest in cooking and preparing meals, so I thought that this would be a perfect project for them. So we start right here. What's nice about this is the kids can both take orders and they can order food. So for the kids taking orders, they have their own register right here, and they have a notepad with different writing utensils back here to write down the orders, along with a chalkboard that I included back here. And then for the kids ordering food, we have a couple different types of menus right here. I wanted to include this written out one, and I made it super simple, so it's the Kids Cafe menu. It has a main course, sides, and dessert. I also put the cost of the food next to it, and I made them all single-digit numbers. The highest number that we have is 6. I included tally marks next to them for the kids who can't quite recognize numbers yet. So, for example, for the roast beef, they can see that it's roast beef for those who are starting to read. They can see that it's $6, but for those who can't quite recognize the number yet, they can count. So they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and know that it's $6. So I included this type of menu. However, I also thought it would be important to include visual menus for the kids who aren't able to read yet. Obviously they can recognize what kind of food it is, and then I just did the same thing as I did on this other menu. I put the cost of the food along with the tally marks. So we have one for the main course, we have one for the sides, and one for the dessert. I also included money right here. They're each $1 to make it super simple for them to count. Then if we move along back here, we just have a kitchen set up. There's aprons up here, plastic food materials, and then we have these pads down here. If they're making a hot dish, they can set their pans on those. And then right over here, this is our Indian Ed for All portion. I just included this map up here just so they kind of knew that this is the area for it, and they could just look at it, and we could talk about it. But I included some sticks and leaves down here at the bottom of this bin. And then I also included some torn up pieces of orange and yellow paper to symbolize a fire. The kids have been learning that Native Americans used to cook their food over fires. So this is just one way for them to kind of make their own fire and try to attempt to cook their own food over it, just like the Native Americans did. And then if we move over here, this is where we get into our developmentally appropriate learning materials. Up top, I have a few different cookbooks along with some fictional stories that center around food. We just have different realistic cooking materials, and then I also saved some of our old food containers, again, to make it a little bit more realistic for them. I have a muffin tray down here with sheets that they can put out if they want to make muffins or any sort of concoction. And then down here, I have a few different sensory bins. In this one, we have marbles with a fine motor tool. This one we have beans with some measuring cups, and then in this one we have rocks with scoopers. I also included a coffee pot and a crock pot. The kids especially enjoy these just because they're actual kitchen materials. They really enjoy the crock pot, and this is fun when they're making their soups. They add a bunch of different things in there, and they come up with some pretty interesting things. And then we also have a jar with some beads. Again, this is great for the soups if they want to make, or if they want to put them in this muffin tin. And then these actually click together, and the kids have been really enjoying pretending to make cookies, so I thought this would be something good to include in the Learning Center. And then up top we have another sensory bin. This is just shells and corn kernels. And then in here we have string to symbolize the spaghetti or the pasta. And then I actually just thought of this idea, but I thought it would be super fun. So with Thanksgiving coming up, we're teaching the kids about being thankful, and we're asking the parents to donate food for a local food drive. And so the parents come through this door, and then I thought it would be cool to incorporate that into the Learning Center, so the parents who are bringing the food can bring it over here to our Learning Center. The kids can check it in right here at the front, they can put it in their shopping cart, and then they can stack up the food containers over here. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's a great way to teach the kids to be thankful, and it's just a fun way to incorporate that into our theme. And then down here I just have some more different kitchen materials, cups, plates, bowls, and different things like that. And then over here I just have a little table set up, so once the kids get their food, they can go and sit down, visit with each other, and different things like that. So this is my learning center. Overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I am super excited to see the kids engage in it.
Dowels. You might have. Some more blues. This might be. Oh! Noodles, Santa Claus. Oh! I got some grapes. I want to do one. Well, we can all share a fire.